Imagine a world where the skies were dominated by dragonflies the size of modern seagulls, and the forest floors teemed with millipedes as long as a small car. This was Earth some 300 million years ago, during the Carboniferous period, a time when giant insects ruled the planet. Long before the thunderous steps of the dinosaurs, these incredible creatures thrived in an environment unlike anything we know today. Their rise and fall tell a story of adaptation, survival, and the ever-changing nature of life on Earth. Let's delve into the fascinating history of these prehistoric giants. The Carboniferous period, a world of abundance. The Carboniferous period, which spanned from approximately 359 to 299 million years ago, was a time of lush greenery and towering forests. Giant ferns, horsetails, and club mosses covered the landscape, creating a haven for life to flourish. The oxygen levels during this period were extraordinarily high, nearly 35% compared to today's 21%. This surplus of oxygen played a critical role in enabling insects to grow to massive sizes. Insects, unlike mammals, breathe through a network of tiny tubes called tracheae, which deliver oxygen directly to their tissues. The increased oxygen levels allowed for more efficient respiration, supporting the growth of these outsized arthropods, titans of the sky and land. One of the most iconic creatures of the Carboniferous was Meganeura, a giant dragonfly-like insect with a wingspan of over 2.5 feet. Imagine walking through a dense forest and spotting one of these aerial titans soaring above you. Meganeura was the apex predator of its time, preying on smaller insects and even early amphibians. On the forest floor, the millipede-like Arthropleura stretched up to 8 feet in length. Despite its intimidating size, scientists believe it was a herbivore, feeding on decaying plant matter. These massive creatures moved slowly through the undergrowth, their segmented bodies a marvel of prehistoric engineering. There were also terrifying predators like Pulmonoscorpius, a scorpion measuring nearly 3 feet long. Imagine encountering such a creature while gathering firewood in a Carboniferous jungle. These predators were formidable hunters, using their pincers and venomous stingers to dominate their prey. The ecosystem's balance. The Carboniferous period was a time of incredible biodiversity. The forests acted as carbon sinks, trapping vast amounts of carbon dioxide and stabilizing the climate. This, in turn, created a stable environment where life could thrive. The dominance of giant insects was not merely a result of high oxygen levels, but also the absence of large vertebrate predators. For millions of years, insects enjoyed an uncontested reign. However, this balance was precarious, and the seeds of change were already being sown. The rise of reptiles, changing climate conditions, and the eventual decline in oxygen levels marked the beginning of the end for these giant arthropods. The fall of the giants. As the Permian period began, the Earth's climate became drier and less hospitable to the dense forests that had defined the Carboniferous. The great swamps that had once covered the planet began to disappear, taking with them the habitats that supported giant insects. The rise of reptiles, which were better adapted to the changing environment, introduced new competition. Reptiles were not only predators, but also more efficient in utilizing oxygen, giving them a significant edge over the oversized insects. Furthermore, a drop in atmospheric oxygen levels around 250 million years ago meant that the giant insects could no longer sustain their massive sizes. Without the oxygen-rich atmosphere, their respiratory systems could not support their large bodies, leading to their gradual extinction. Lessons from the past. The story of giant insects is not just a tale of wonder, but also a reminder of the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth. Their rise and fall were dictated by the environment, illustrating how even the mightiest creatures are subject to the whims of nature. Take the example of Meganeura. For millions of years, it was the undisputed ruler of the skies. But its decline was inevitable as the conditions that supported its existence changed. Similarly, modern species are also vulnerable to environmental shifts, whether due to natural processes or human activities. A real-world parallel can be seen in the plight of coral reefs today. Like the giant insects of the Carboniferous, coral reefs thrive in specific conditions. Rising ocean temperatures and acidification are threatening their survival, showing us how fragile ecosystems can be. The legacy of giant insects. Although the giant insects are long gone, their legacy lives on. Modern insects, while smaller, are among the most successful creatures on Earth, adapting to nearly every environment imaginable. They owe their evolutionary success to their prehistoric ancestors, who paved the way during a time when Earth was a vastly different place. The story of life before dinosaurs is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of life. It inspires us to appreciate the natural world and to strive for a deeper understanding of the factors that sustain it. Just as the giant insects adapted to their time, we too must find ways to adapt to the challenges of our modern era. Conclusion. The rise and fall of giant insects is one of Earth's most fascinating chapters. From the towering forests of the Carboniferous to the dry plains of the Permian, these creatures thrived, evolved, and eventually vanished, leaving behind a story of resilience and change. As we look to the past, we gain insights into the present and the future. The story of giant insects reminds us of the incredible diversity of life and the delicate balance that sustains it. It challenges us to consider our role in preserving this balance and inspires us to marvel at the wonders of Earth's history. After all, if a dragonfly the size of a bird can rule the skies, who's to say what other marvels lie waiting in the chapters yet to be written?